Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, we're going to do a little comparison featuring the new Milk Makeup Luminous Blur Stick. Is that what it's even called? Is it called Luminous? Yep, the Luminous Blur Stick versus the original Milk Makeup Blur Stick, which is like the mattifying one. So we're going to see the differences. I'm going to do like a half and half comparison so we can see what's up, see if there's any really differences, and what the deal is on this. So I'm curious to find out how different it actually is. Looking at the packaging, I haven't even opened this one up yet. This is the new one. So yeah, same packaging. I did do a review when the original Blur Stick came out, and I do actually like this a lot. I think it really does work. The only reason I don't really grab for it right now is because it's wintertime where I am, and my skin's a little bit more dry, and I feel like it just kind of isn't the best primer for really dry skin. I just feel like it exaggerates my dryness a little bit. But in the summertime, I actually do like to use this. It does mattify the skin and really fill in pores. So I'm excited to try this one out. So let's just jump into it. They are the same price. I believe they're both $36. And yeah, you do get like a good amount of product in here. I've had this for months and I've barely put a dent in it. So I would say it is worth it for the price if it's something you are going to use. So I just opened up the Luminous one, and just looking at it, it does look like there's some like golden shimmering iridescence to it. Color-wise, they pretty much are the same color aside from the shimmer. They look pretty much the same. I'm wondering if it's just like the same exact thing with just like shimmer added to it. So that's what we're gonna find out today. Yeah, so let me just like feel it actually. Okay, it definitely feels a little bit more hydrating and creamier than the matte one does. I would say the Luminous one feels more like a gel type of consistency, and the matte one feels more of like a silicone, even though this is silicone free, but it has like that like silicone dimethicone feeling. I don't know how they do it, but that's what it feels like. But it is silicone free. They're both silicone free. So I think the description of the Luminous stick is actually pretty interesting because it says it's supposed to be a matte primer that blurs the look of pores and fine lines while creating a shimmering matte finish. So it's still supposed to keep you like luminous and shimmering while still maintaining a matte finish. So that's like kind of contradicting itself, but let's see how it goes. Let's just like stop talking about it and let's just jump in. And we're gonna start on this side with the Luminous one. Okay. So it's definitely leaving behind the shimmering pigments on my skin. With the other stick, I kind of just like to apply it and then blend it with my finger. So I'm doing the same with this one. Right away, it definitely feels different on the skin than the matte stick, so they're definitely not just the same formula. They feel totally different on the skin. This one actually feels quite hydrating. I wouldn't say the product itself has given me like completely like mattifying vibes. It definitely still offered my skin like some hydration. I guess it's matte in the sense compared to like more hydrating dewy products. It's not going to leave behind like that excess moisture, but it definitely is offering some hydration to my skin, and it definitely did leave behind all those iridescent pigments, and it's making my skin look very nice and glowy and radiant. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the matte stick on now. So far I'm pretty impressed with the Luminous one. I thought it was just kind of gonna be like exactly like the matte one, just with shimmering pigments in it, but it's really not. It definitely is different. It does mattify the skin, it does fill in the pores. You can tell like just comparing it to this side, it does look very matte on this side of my face. My pores are definitely smoothed out. I'm curious to see what foundation looks like on top of the Luminous side, if it just kind of like cancels it all out and you just like really can't tell if there's any luminosity going on. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put some foundation on. Let's see, what should we use? So I'm gonna use the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD Foundation. It's not a very matte foundation. I feel like that would kind of be pointless and kind of contradict the Luminous side. So I'm gonna use like a hydrating type of formula. And I'm just gonna apply that. Okay, so I just applied my foundation and I'm looking up close in the mirror. I am noticing right away that my texture on my face looks a little bit more smoothed out and diminished on the Luminous side than it is on the matte side. But again, keep in mind, I told you guys before, I don't really like to use the matte primer like in the winter months that it is now where I am, because it's just not the best primer for my skin at the moment. So that's probably why it is just looking a little bit different in comparison to the Luminous side, which is actually making my skin look really, really nice. I actually love the way the Luminous side is looking. On the Luminous side, everything just looks a little bit more smoothed out and hydrated, and just like right in my cheek area where I have the most texture, it's just like a tad bit more exaggerated on this side, but it's really not that big of a deal. Like, it still looks good. It's just something I'm noticing when I like sit down and really compare both sides. So I feel like the camera is also not picking up the fact that you could still see some of the iridescence shining through this foundation, this specific foundation. This side still looks a little bit dewy just because of the foundation it is, but it definitely looks a little bit more matte in person than this side. But all in all, like the differences aren't that drastic, but I am preferring the Luminous side. I just think it makes my skin look better in general with my skin type. So if I had to choose, I would definitely go with the Luminous stick if you have more dry skin, and if you have more oily skin, I think you would prefer the matte. But both are great products, actually. I enjoy both, and I think they're really, really good. Like, I don't really have anything bad to say about them. When I wear the matte stick, my foundation still holds up good throughout the day. I don't really have any complaints there, so I'm assuming that this one is going to hold up just as well. It seems to be a really good formula, if not a better formula. So this is going to be like a short video, but if you guys want to go ahead and watch my full review on the matte blur stick, I will link that for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got some good information. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!